Are you tired of not having stock on your Tesla Model X, S, or even the new Model 3 Highland? You can add stock to this using these aftermarket stock columns for the windshield wiper, signal, and also drive mode, reverse drive, neutral, and you also can put it in park. So the Tesla vehicle has this hole in the steering wheel on the 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and you want to use a small flathead screwdriver, poke it in. But before you poke it in, that's just to remove the airbag. You want to put your vehicle in service mode, go to software, hold down on the vehicle name, and then put service. Let's put the current in service mode. Now you don't have to worry about the airbag exploding on you, but it shouldn't when it's in park. Are you recording? And using the flathead screwdriver, poke it in. Do the same on the other side. Again, flathead should be vertical. Remove the airbag. And then there's a wire, a yellow plug. You want to disconnect that. And then after you disconnect that, disconnect the burgundy wire. And that's for your squirt wheels. So after you unplug it, you will get an error on the display. Don't worry about that. And then now remove the burgundy wire. So using the flathead screwdriver, so once you remove the burgundy wire, now you're ready to unbolt the 10mm socket. Again, don't worry about the error on the display. So using a breaker bar, 10mm socket, having an extension, and if you have somebody holding the steering wheel, that would be better. So lock it in like that, and then use 2 hands. Try not to break the windshield or break anything else, including your leg. Just be careful with this. All right, so once you broke it or loosen the socket, go ahead and manually unscrew it counterclockwise. Okay, lefty is loosey, righty is tighty. And that is it. Now pull out the wheel. And before you take off the wheel, make sure you extend the wheel all the way out. So go to your control panel and then adjust your steering wheel and extend it all the way towards you. Wiggle it. So wiggle it out. So when you're trying to take this off, wiggle it towards yourself like you're rocking a boat, like in and out like this, but from right to left, and then it'll slowly come out for just like that. And then you want access to the actual OBD connector. So you want to take the trim on the top down first. And there's your connector right there on top. Disconnect the blue wire. And then take the cover, the top cover off. And there's 2 clips on the top here that you need to detach. And you take the top cover piece off, leave this vegan leather intact. So here's the harness, and that plugs into the OBD connector in your center console, right above the charger the phone charger.
So if I understand this correctly,
so you're gonna fish the wire through the center console through the top of the actual charge port. So you want to fish the wire right above the charge port for your cell phone, and then it comes through where your steering wheel column is, and you pull it through there. So it takes a little patience, but just reach in there and you should be able to get it.
all right. So
So here's the back wire, 2 and 1. So the big wire stays with the blue OBD connector, and then you fish this one through. Then go ahead and plug in the OBD connector, and now install the stock column. So you want to install the stock column first, and then put the cover on. You use a Torx screw, the T20, and then do the same thing for the other side. So this is at 11 and 1 o'clock. And then pull the bottom cover down. Now go ahead and put the column in. Perfect fit. Do the same for the other side. So before you install the right column, make sure you plug in the wire, and it goes in first before you actually mount it. The left column you don't need to plug in because the actual connector is exposed right there, but the right column is not. So once you put it in, it's no longer exposed. And the other one slide right in. And the other one slide right in. So it looks like Tesla pre-built this to have it with stock, but last minute change. So you want to use the screw provided to lock using it. A Torque 15, go ahead and screw it from the back side this time. So it's interesting because Tesla made the column to fit these perfectly. So these are OEM stocks. It's just require the OBD connector and some computer modification to be able to work with the Tesla Model S, X, and 3 Highland, and soon to be the Y Juniper. And then one more T15 screw. So that goes on the bottom on the right column, stock column. So it's not required for the left stock column because it's actually locked in to place up here already with the plastic trim. So T15 screws top and bottom at 12 and 6 o'clock on the right stock column. Okay, so you push up the bottom trim, and then you screw back the bottom trim with the T20 Torque screw on the top.
T20.
So hand screw this in. Don't be lazy. Use an impactor. You can strip the plastic. And then plug in the left column. And when it's flashing the red lights, that means it has power. It's ready to go. Test it out first using the blinker. Wow. Works right out of the box. Now go ahead and put the 2 back screw, the long screw that came with the kit, on the right column only. So only do it for the right column, not the left column. So the actual screw holes are at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock using the T15 Torque screw 15. And then screw the front 2 T20s Torque screw at 11 and 1 o'clock. And that is it. You're pretty much done. Just reverse the order of putting the cover back on and the wheel back on. Now using the cover that they provide, just snap in the clips from the vegan leather cover. So the OEM cover just saves that in case you want to revert back to OEM in the future. Just press it down with both hands. Just like that. And don't worry about that opening. They do provide you with a cover for that as well.
How does this work?
Now they give you a U-shaped cover. Just go ahead and snap it on. Go ahead and put the wheel back on, the steering wheel that is. Line it up. 12 o'clock needs to line. Don't force it in. If you feel like there's some resistance, pull it back out, line the top back in. But just make sure the top 12 o'clock lines up with the wheel 12 o'clock. There's a groove in there right in the middle. So you want to line it up. So the bolt should be in the cup holder as well. So hand tighten that. And once you hand tighten it, go ahead and get the breaker bar. And if you have a torque wrench, then torque it to 50 pounds. So once it clicks, that means it's torqued to a specification. And you're pretty much done. Now plug in the burgundy wire and plug in the airbag and push the airbag back in.
Okay, that's in.
So now plug in the yellow wire. Don't worry, the airbag won't blow up on you when you're in service mode or you're in park. Push it in fast, don't take your time. Once you hear the clicks, then you're good. Now realign the airbag. Good thing about the Model X and S, the horn won't go off. The steering wheel back to the driving position. Amazing. Feels and sounds just like stock. In fact, it is an OEM product. Signal